Well, hello there, Commonwealth. This is Great Grandpa Gamer. Today, we're going to build a round building. In the Fallout world of rectangles, who can make a round building? Well, by the time we're done, you'll be able to. We're going to build a yurt specifically. Nomadic tribes used to move around, but not so frequently that they didn't afford themselves a little bit of luxury like cloth roofs, maybe a chair or two, a stove. Our yurt's going to use raider tents up top. They merge in the center pretty well, and so it's giving adequate coverage to the rain. The last one was a little interesting. You notice it's a little bit offset from the center where the rest of them just met, all nice and tidy. That's okay, it'll work. Alright, our yurt has a roof. Now we're going to need some walls. We're going to use half walls, and we're going to make them ourselves. You've seen some of my videos. I'm not real fond of the half wall that come with the game. Make them out of railings. Okay, just a quick review. I place the railings on a floor piece. The pattern I'm going to need. And I'm going to be building several sections at once. Then I remove the floor pieces. I raise all the railings, the group select and the pillar. I replace all the floor pieces. Notice that I left one floor piece off in the distance as a snapping point. Good, there's a second layer. Rinse and repeat. Notice there are gaps there. So most of my wall pieces will be half wall pieces. The only reason I put a rail in between on the top layer is so that my group select would succeed. Okay, let's change things up a little bit. Let's put those vertical slats on. I think this will just about do it. It's a good thing because it's getting dark out. Great Grandpa is building in the dark again. Okay, I wanted to slow down just for a moment. I'm going to try to put a door here. I have some Creation Club content that is messing with me. I cannot group select most of my doors, which means it's hard for me to place doors in Sanctuary because I can't group select it. I normally use a pillar to put it in. I can select the door, but it has to snap. That's a rule of the doors. It must snap. So without group selecting, there's no way to anchor it. You saw it didn't go. But fortunately, I'm able to put a door exactly where I want it. It's a little elevated. Don't mind that. You'll see how we deal with that in just a moment. Okay, let's peel the flooring pieces off of our shack walls. We can store our adjoining pieces. And we could just grab one of those shack walls and lay it straight in. That's what I like about these little walls. They don't need a foundation to support them. They'll rest right on the ground. Again, friends, don't mind that we're not touching the ground here. Now, I didn't get this perfect. There are a few gaps between some of the shack pieces. We'll fill those in later. If you're careful, you don't have to make the same mistake Scrambo did, for certain. Some of you can do this perfectly. But I figure it's better for me to just go ahead and own up to my mistakes and show you a way that I made them right. Our round building is coming right together. A little bit more. I had to use a pillar because the top of the shack pieces were intersecting with the tent, and a couple of extra wall pieces for above the door. We've got a nice frame. See if it closes. Beautiful. I started getting happy about this point, I'm telling you. This was working. Alright, big gaps. You just saw one right there. You can almost walk through it. So I'm going to put some posts between those gaps. And once again, I'm not real fond of just using the same old barn posts. You can. And you can use the warehouse post or the concrete post. But in this case, I'm going to make my own. One more time. And I'm going to make them the exact same way as I made the shack walls. We have a snapping point that will stay right where it is. And then I can just connect these posts to the wire fence. There's my snapping point right there. That's the one that floats back and forth. I'll raise the whole thing. All right. You can build a pillar that reaches the moon if you feel like it. And it's dark again. Raining. Okay, so in order to correct my mistake, I made a mistake. That pillar went in a bad place. I left it because it's scrappy. Yeah, an extra pillar in there kind of made it look much better. And one more piece. We'll use a barn pillar this time. Now the floor of our yurt is going to be straw. I mean, we have a ready-made supply of straw with the hay bales. I just made a big old grid, and I'm going to rug glitch it right into the yurt. I'll aim for just below the door. So when the door closes, it'll have that little tiny gap between the straw, the hay bales, and the bottom of the door. Now let's take out the ones that are really offensively poking out. Now there's some gaps in there. We're going to clean those up. First, let's take a look. Our yurt is coming together. It's got a floor. It's got walls. It's got a roof. It's got a door. And it's got gaps. Okay, let's see what we can do about those gaps. So a post, a pillar, and rug glitch. And I needed a little extra distance. The shiller could not reach far enough, so a conduit to help me reach a little further. The hay bale is on a rug, and the rug is glitching. Let's back up. There you go. You can gradually sneak it in. Notice I can't even see my pillar. I could just see that it's green in the background. Because what I want to see is what I'm doing on the inside, not on the outside. As long as that thing is green, it works. Let's do a few more. Yeah, that conduit sure helps me reach a lot farther. So now you see how I'm going to fix all the hay bales, make them look good. I'm not going to do all of them on camera. In fact, it's time to get some decorating done. In the Halloween spirit, let's put a few ghosties up there. Some random decorations, and it's hard to put paintings on these walls, but it's not hard to put the fishing bobbers. Children of Adam. Here we go. Furniture time. Well, I went back and forth with this stove. I'm actually going to put it through the wall backwards, just like you saw me do with that little hay bale. Because on the back side, that's where my pillar will still sink into the ground. And it's doing it just fine right here. There we go, that worked. That worked. Let's make a bunk bed. We'll pick on the little bitty guy. Now I know you can't just stack these two. Nobody be able to sleep on the bottom bunk. There's no room unless they were pancake settlers. And they're that is such a bad dad joke. Okay, I matched it up on the bottom and then I raised it straight up using the pillar. And more posts. Those wire fence posts work great here. I'm showing you how to place them, but I think I redid some of these because I wasn't enjoying the way it looked. Be sure you do a save before you move something that is you have to group select, because you won't be able to move it later. If you place it wrong, you got to rebuild the whole thing. Okay, a few chairs. Since the airport's right across the water, one of those ugly steel couches, countertop next to the stove. That plan is CC, but I don't keep it. I just used it to help me group select that table. There's a TV merged into that column. I believe this is a Vault-Tec desk. I hope it's not Creation Club. I don't think it is. If it is, you all can curse my name. At this point, I don't remember. I've had some of those creations forever. Okay, a little light. And let's see what we did. A few decorations on the outside. We covered some sins. There were a few sins, like the rubber mat was sticking way out. That's where the ice machine is. But other than that, we got ourselves a yurt. We got ourselves a round building. A few crops outside. A few ears of corn. There we go. The radar tends to keep the rain off. I enjoyed making this. It looks kind of good. Now, friends, this is the intermediate one. And I have a hard one coming up within the next few days. But I got to thank the Zealot of Malice for requesting a yurt. It challenged the heck out of me, but it was a fun challenge, and I managed to learn and try all kinds of things. I like this. Hopefully you enjoy it yourselves. Build one. Share it with us. Show all of us how to make them better than I just did. In the meantime, I gotta tell you, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me. I know you have a choice. Thanks for making this choice. It makes me feel good. It really, really does. We just tipped the scales with 300 subscribers. I know that's a small number for some people, but for me, it feels like I got 300 friends. It really does. Y'all have a fantastic day. Bye-bye now.